So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming online today. What we'll be discussing, I'll move straight to the point. What we're going to be discussing, of course, within the space of time allocated for it will definitely not be enough because this is a course on its own. Content creation is a course on its own under the arm of digital marketing. So we'll just go straight to the point. And like I said, we can't be able to exhaust today. But however, at the end of the lecture, I'll expect us to have drafted on our questions that we ask so that we answer those questions. And besides, some questions might also come by the time you get back home or you get back to any of your business and you are now reminiscing on what has been said. Because I've seen people go for events that the comedian or the MC or whoever will talk and talk and talk, and they will not laugh at that point. But when they get back home, maybe they are having their bath. So somebody will just hear somebody laughing. It's what they had from the event that is just coming through. You understand? So some computers don't boot on time. So what I'm saying in essence is that even afterwards this presentation, we can also get our questions sent via emails, sent to the British African Business Network platforms and all that, and we will be glad to address those questions. Yes, having said that, we'll just go straight to the point. I don't know, Joshua, can I get hosting right so that I can be able to share my screen? Joshua, can I
Yes,
share
yes.
my screen? Is it possible? Okay, all right. Yeah. So I'll, just share my screen. Okay. Share screen. So let's just share screen. Yeah. 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 Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Are we seeing it upside down, or I should turn the screen?
No, it's fine now. It's fine.
So you can see it well, able to read it like this.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. Yeah, so what we're here to talk about is how to create content that drives business visibility. Basically, yes, every business wants to be known. While I was growing up and while I was in school, although I'm still in school now, learning also and teaching, people always say that a good product needs no hard sell. But of course, as time goes on, we'll now discover that every product needs hard sell. Even the very mightiest of companies, they need to hard sell their product because the whole essence of that hard selling is to make people know what you have and what you are offering. So basically, it's important for your content to be well organized so that it can actually drive true visibility. Yes. The objective of this particular exercise, as the case may be, is for to the extent that we, at the end of the day, will know how to craft content that truly reflect our brand values, so that we can be able to know smart ways to grow visibility without losing authenticity, and so that we can stay consistent, creative, and credible online and also offline. I must say, fantastic. Now, having said that, content creation has to do with how you push your brand and your values out there to the public. Now, your brand basically, I'm not sure I should be teaching this, but I know we know we're all company owners and business owners, as the case may be. Your brand includes things that talk about your principles, that are the business principles. There are things that talk about your belief. There are things that talk about your ethics, of course, vision, mission, and so on and so forth. So all these things actually forms what I call the character of your business, the character of your business. Now, in going forward, I want to differentiate between the character of a business and the reputation of a business. Remember, what we're talking about is content creation, and of course, which leads to visibility. Visibility is that particular thing that tells on your reputation. Reputation is what people think you are, or what people see you to be, while character is actually what you are. So, relating to business now, character is actually what your business is all about. Is it the kind of business that when we see you, we know that you are going to cheat your client? Or is it a business that when we see you, we know that you're going to supply us lies? And so that becomes your character, But of course, reputation is what people have now seen about the business and maybe a tilting towards. So for you to have a good brand and of course a good value for your business, I expect that your character, which is who you are, and if I'm saying who you are a business owner because your business actually carries what or who you represent. So your character must be greater or equal to your reputation. Now, if your character is equal to your reputation, it means that what you do inside of you in the office, as the case may be internally, is the same image that the external people are seeing. So character is equal to reputation at that point in time. If character is greater than reputation, it means that what you are is far, far, far more than what your business is actually projecting. But in any case, just ensure that your business have a very, very good character so that you can also push out a very good reputation. Right. Now, content creation itself, I always know it is being said that if you don't know where you are going, or if you don't know where you're going, of course, your destination becomes hindered, really. So we need to know what content creation is all about. Content creation is all about the process of researching, developing and sharing valuable posts and valuable information that can attract and engage a target audience. Now, from this single line of meaning or definition, you can see the word research coming in, you can see development coming in, you can see sharing valuable posts, you can see attract, engage. These are the things that we'll be talking about as far as content creation is concerned. So for you to say you are creating content for your business, it means that you've done a process of research. What do the people want from my business? You develop it into maybe visuals, into videos, into editorials and things like that. And you are sharing this information to be able to attract. Because of course, if you push out those content there to the public and nobody's engaging with it, then you have not done anything. And of course, there's also possibility that as you are pushing it out to that set of people, the reason they have not been able to engage with it because it's not the target audience that you actually need to do. Every business have different target audience. If somebody decides to sell foodstuffs and vegetables and the likes, that's what your business is all about. I am sure you will know that the kind of content or the target audience will be different from somebody that is selling trainings or that is selling for some form of intangible services to different other customers. So your target audience is very, very important. Right. Now, in the course of you creating content for your customers to see and be attracted to your business, it is important for you to understand what to craft. When I mean what to craft, I mean what to post or what information to push out there to the public. And of course, whatever information you're pushing down to the public depends on what your values are. So that means that you need to go get back to your drawing board. Every business, I believe, has a business plan. Every business, I believe, has some is coming from some form of document and so on and so you need to get back, understand your values, understand what kind of services you're producing, you're providing. Is it a service of healthcare? Is it a service of entertainment? Is it a service of, is it legal services? And so on and so forth. If you understand that, it gives you the basis to know what actually to, craft. How to craft it is another thing. You need to, of course, when you have a project or you want to do a particular thing, I expect that you first of all define, yeah, I want to do a concert, I'll need performance, I'll need this, I want to sell health products, I'll need to understand what is the status, what people around my area, what kind of ailment are they suffering from or whatever, or what institutions are available and things like that. You need to understand, plan, and analyze before you know how to craft. Then why craft? This why craft is very, very important to me because the whole essence of content creation, like I said, is to be able to create brand visibility for your services, for your product, or for your company, as the case may be. So the essence of actually using content creation to reach out to people is because you want to eventually get their trust, right? You want to eventually get their loyalty. You want to ultimately get leads and sales for your business. And you want to also improve SEO. When I mean SEO, SEO means search engine optimization. Now, search engine optimization is a full topic of its own, but of course, we'll just go into the basics. Search engine optimization means that when people search for you as a business, or search for your product, or search for your ideas, can they be able to see it online, or can they be able to see it anywhere? Is it in any billboard? Is it in the hearts of anybody? Is it in any magazine? Is it in any podcast? Is it in any video going around? Is it on the internet? That is what SEO means. Now, search engine optimization helps your business to be placed on top of the map when people are looking. It's just like as we're in the British African Business Network, for instance. If a question comes to me, and maybe I'm sitting on the hot seat, and they ask me to name 3 persons that I know in that British African Business Network, I'm sure one of the persons I will mention is a Furu. Why? Because she's the chairperson. Why? Because most times I see her make posts. She gives direction and things like that. So she's beginning to register in my mind. I'll talk about Kemi. I'll talk about probably Tony. I'll talk about a couple of other people. I'll talk about Joshua, because these are the people that, they are participating and things like that. So SEO similarly means that bringing your ideas or who you are to the recognition of people. Let people know that, let it be that, because people have a lot of things they are thinking about, and people have a lot in their scale of preference. So they want to see who is the first 2, 3, 4 person that comes to my mind. And that is what SEO is all about. But SEO this time around is not just the physical. It runs with the internet system, it runs with algorithms, it runs with all the social media platforms and things like that, such that by the time you have put in what you should put in enough, you find out that if somebody gets on the internet and is looking for a service that is related to what you render, you might come on top. You might come top 10, you might come top 20, and the rest of them. So that is what SEO is all about. There are tools to actually helping you get your business stand out on the internet, as the case may be. So that's that. Then where to craft? Where to craft is where you are going to actually put this information about your business. Okay. Now, social media handles, of course, that's a main place to actually put it, to make people see it. On blogs are just like mini websites where people just write editorials, write about stories and things like that on blogs. On websites, I believe that every business should have at least a website, a blog, and all the social media handles to be able to, begin to talk about content creation that will help their businesses to become visible amongst where people that they are with, around about their neighborhood and beyond. Permit me to say that the Holy Book even said that the word of God is going to go to all the uttermost part of the world. What he's saying, he's talking about content creation. He's talking about content creation. With your content creation, your business will go beyond the space of even the locality that you think that it can go. Yeah. So to be able to cap this particular slide, I have said, as you can see, that the value you display determines the platform they are displayed. What do I mean? The value you display determines the platform they are displayed. If you are displaying a value that has to do with helping people to eat food, I believe you might be in the food industry. If you are displaying a value that is creating happiness, joy, maybe contentment in terms of trainings, in terms of entertainment, I believe that there are certain platforms that we're expecting to see you. For instance, somebody that is providing maybe vegetables or food items and things like that, I expect the person to be on TikTok. I expect the person to be maybe on Instagram and Facebook and the rest of them. The person now may not be on LinkedIn. Again, I'm still coming to look at all those social media and all those internet-based platforms that we can put our businesses to make that visibility to come to limelight. So but basically to explain this particular thing, that the value you display determines the platform they are displayed. It answers this question: what am I going to post? How am I going to post it? Where am I going to post it? These are the things that this particular quote captures for us. We're going to understand some of these things as time goes on. Yes. Now, we've been talking about brand visibility all this while. Of course, content creation and brand visibility. Brand visibility is the new currency for business. And what do I mean? What I mean here is that brand visibility, a currency is basically what you use to, identify yourself. What do I mean? What I mean here is that brand visibility is the new currency for business. And what do I mean? What I mean here is that brand visibility is the new currency for business. And what do I mean? What I mean here is that brand visibility is the new currency for business. And what do I mean? What I mean here is that brand visibility get whatever you want in terms of buying and selling, right? You have resources that you can use to go to the market or can negotiate and buy whatever want or need that you want. That is exactly the currency that brand visibility will do for you. If I am a business that supplies, if I am a pharmaceutical business, for instance, visibility will make people, even within my neighborhood and far, to be able to recognize that, no, it is Tony Magbagwimi or whatever pharmacy that we're going to go and buy this. It is brand visibility that becomes the currency for people to actually know you very, very well. That's what you need for your business, And going forward, I said here, or we can see that an introvert mindset will struggle in business. What do I mean by that? Brand visibility is talking about the fact that business is out there, on the internet. Business is out there on all the social media platforms, making people to know what you do and what you stand for, right? So that makes us to understand that anybody or you yourself, you might not be an extrovert, but your mindset must not be the mindset of an introvert, because an introvert will keep to himself. you know when by the time your business comes to limelight, the time content creation goes to the public place, then it means that you are extroverting your ideas and things like that. So, and any introvert mindsets will definitely struggle in business. Now, your product and services needs to be known, not just offline, not just both offline and online. And that is why I'm saying that brand visibility, which is BV here, becomes the first step to building awareness for your business. Now, I'm capping it up by saying that content creation is an x-ray of your life in the public place. Visibility has to do, I know this person. I've seen this person on Billboard. I've seen Omiomio TV on Instagram. I've seen this, I've seen that. Before you know it, it also informs or influences the decision you take in terms of the person you are going to call to do certain things for you, right? If I know that a Joshua is into media, or maybe he's into editorials and all that, by the time opportunities come for us to do magazines or do awards or write freelancely, and if he's very visible to me physically or otherwise, content wise and all that, that is the person that I will go for. So he's no longer in his private place, in his public place. And that's why I said content creation is the X-ray of your life or of your business life, in the public place. Good. Now, all right, let's go back. No. Sorry, guys. Okay, so why content creation? The reason why content creation is very important is because it will get your business known. As you can see the arrow running from the right-hand side, it will get your business known. So yes, we know that once you have a business, you would have registered it on company.gov, as the case may be, and or depending on wherever you are. Anyway, you register it. Document wise is there, but the next step now is for content creation to be able to let people know about the business. Whether you are putting it up in your website, whether you are putting it up on a blog, whether you are beginning to grant different interviews so that people can be able to know what your business is offering, you are getting your business known, and that is what content creation can do for you. It will also make your business well known. There are some businesses that we are talking to businesses that are just starting or about to start. We're also talking to businesses that are already in there but have not been able to find it significant to actually push their content to the public for people to know that yes, they can do better than what they are doing presently. That means that content creation will also make your business well known. And when your business is down well known, it will get to a place where content creation will put it on an autopilot. When I say autopilot, it's a particular time where the business alone is content creation. If, for instance, if I leverage on a Unilever, I leverage on a Tesco, I leverage on an Aldi, I leverage on any kind of business we're talking about that has already been there. That business alone is almost run on autopilot and becomes even a content creation to other businesses or to other people. Right. Fantastic. Now, like I said, this particular topic is very wide, and it is not something that will get the grasp, in one particular sitting, as the case may be. And besides, this is very, very theoretical. This particular course, as far as I'm concerned, is more practical than even theory. But as time goes on, I'm sure we'll get to that. Now, there are smart moves and strategy that we must be able to take for us to get to the point where we say, yes, we are enjoying, content creation. One is a mindset change. A lot of people believe that social media is just a place where you go to waste your time. Some people believe that social media is just a place where you go and dance or go and show whatever, and things like that. No, there are a lot of things that are coming out of the social media that is more contributive than corruptive. It is more contributive than corruptive. I usually tell people, like, if you go to the story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, you know, apple is the main contest. That apple is very, very dangerous. In fact, I always tell people that apple can actually close your eyes and apple can open your eyes. How do I mean? Apple in the Garden of Eden opened the eyes of Adam. Mhm. Then it is the same apple that closed the eyes of one particular very popular military head of state in Nigeria. I don't want to call the name, but I know that the name starts with A because A is for Apple. A is for the person's name too. So Apple, what I'm trying to say is that Apple can actually open your eyes and Apple can close your eyes. And meanwhile, they always say that an apple a day keeps you far from the doctor. So what I'm trying to say here is that we need to have a mindset change about social media. Social media is the place where a lot of businesses have actually gotten a lot of leads, a lot of sales, and a lot of visibility. So it is more contributive than corruptive. So for those of you that feel that maybe you have a manager that will also tell you, oh, let's put this on social media, or maybe you have that negative mindset, change it from today. Get into social media, get into Facebook, learn how to open a Facebook account, learn how to open a TikTok account, learn how to open a LinkedIn account, and begin to put your business in there. Begin to put even some of your storage of information there. And before you know, visibility is just around your corner. Like I said, another smart move again for us to understand, and a strategy for us to understand this brand visibility we're talking about is there is no extrovert in business. I have given that quote before. There's no extrovert in business. There's no introvert rather in business. You have to be extrovert in the sense that extrovert will tell you that I want the public to know about this. Introvert will tell you, no, I don't want the public to know about it. If you don't want the public to know about it, that means you should be working for somebody alone and not having your own business. I mean, how would you know to tell people about your business if you are extroverted in your mindset? If you are introverted in your mindset. So extroverts are very, very important as far as the brand visibility and content creation is concerned. Now you need to leverage on this network. When I mean this network, this social media network, and so on and so forth. Now, when I'm talking about social media, I'll get to a place where we see all the social media platforms that are available that we can actually get into. I'm talking about even the LinkedIn's, I'm talking about even the WhatsApp groups and so on. Some people, when they invite them into some WhatsApp groups, you understand, although you should know the kind of WhatsApp group you belong. Like I said, depending on the kind of business or depending on the kind of services you are rendering, will make you enter into certain groups. But getting into those groups and associations are very, very important. There are some WhatsApp groups that have 1,000 persons that can accommodate at least 1,000 persons. It means that if you have an idea, right, and if you send it across that network, 1,000 people may have read it. Even though I know that in this WhatsApp group or in this association, some people, even the physical association, apart from the online association, some people are still don't look. They'll just be sitting down and looking. But before you know it, 10%, 20% of people that are in there will also see and read and communicate, and probably you generate sales and leads from some of those associations that you belong. So now another smart move you need to do is collaboration. It is very, very important for us to dwell on collaboration than even competition. Somebody you are seeing that to be your competitor, yes, competitor, it's helping you to analyze how to move forward. But competitor you can also make way to try to make them collaborators. Collaborate with them. Some of them have a larger network, but that before you know, you are posting their because of the friendship. Maybe you make a program and you invite other kind of business and come, and before you know it, maybe it's a seminar or maybe it's whatever, you put it online and people see that collaboration. Okay, they'll say that for this business to be able to collaborate with this other business that we trust, that we know very well. It means that there is something good that is coming out of this business too. We have more than 6 billion people in the world. So join communities, join different associations to be able to push your content, for it to get to the uttermost part of the world, as the case may be. Now, it is very, very important also. Most businesses don't have any budget at all for visibility. And when I mean visibility, I'm talking about content creation. Most don't have, right? For you to run a successful social media handle, for you to run a website, for you to run a blog that is pushing out your business ideas and things like that, it means that there must be at least, if not at the end of the month, probably there's a subscription that you're paying for Wi-Fi, or maybe there's a subscription you're paying for certain softwares and things like that. These are the practical points of running, making your content to be inside certain platforms that will give you visibility. So please, if as a business you don't have that particular budget, and I mentioned here that it's a lean budget, it's something very small. It's something very small that even if you don't have it, sometimes you find out that maybe you want to make an announcement now, and because you don't have any social media platform, or you don't have collaboration of someone that can even push that announcement to you, you find yourself maybe spending more money on pure advert to be able to send this thing across. So have a lean budget for your visibility and content creation. It will help you to be able to, to be able to work on those platforms very, very profitably. Then I forgot to mention, of course, you must have a media strategy. Now, by the time we come to the practical points whereby people would have created their social media platforms, they would have been in the LinkedIn platform, they would have been in Facebook platform and things like that, and they would have structured the way their pages should be, the landing pages and things like that, and they have started posting. There is what we call a media strategy. Media strategy can be social media strategy, can be online strategy, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. It will tell you what to post, when to post, how to post. There are certain times in the day where you post, you are not expecting to have that kind of views or that kind of visibility that particular post or information will create for you. There are times in the day, there are times in the week, and so on and so forth. There are trending times, there are trending issues, and all, but those are the practical ones. By the time you open your social media platform, like I said, so many questions which will not take now. When you remember them, you can send them across, or maybe if we have any other webinar where we practically make people to, log into these platforms and click and see how these things work, we'll be able to understand. But basically, you must have a social media strategy that will help you to, push your post. And of course, your strategy has to be consistent. Consistency is one thing that every business needs in whatever lecture we are doing. Now, these are the platforms that are really very, very accessible, right? They might be, I don't know if we're seeing them very, very well, or they are small. I don't know. I may be so very fast, but I just want to cover a lot of ground so that whatever questions can jot them, we can now talk about them. If we need to refer back to the slide, we can refer back to the slide. So there are a lot of platforms you can see here. We can see Threads. Threads is like an extension of Instagram. So for Instagram, if there's what we call Instagram business. So businesses can actually be on Instagram, depending on the kind of business you're talking about. If it's the kind of delivery business you are doing, for instance, I expect that you should be on TikTok. On TikTok, there's what we call TikTok shop. There are people buy and sell from TikTok shop and things like that. So if you're a business owner, you can also get into the TikTok shop. And before you know, people, while also viewing your content about your company, you are also projecting and telling them come and buy and things like that. So what I'm trying to say is that all these social media platforms we are seeing, whether Telegram, whether WhatsApp and things like that, they have peculiar functions that they do as far as getting your brand, as far as getting your content to that endpoint of visibility is concerned. Yes, you can post something on WhatsApp. Many people may see it, but it may not be the one that will lead to sale, right? You can post your content on YouTube. Many people may go there, and when they see that it's not about training, it's not about knowledge sharing, they might just skip it and go to something. So you must also know the kind of social media platform that best suits your business. Every business has different social media platforms or more that suits that business. So these are the various kinds of social media platforms you can get into. You don't have to get into all of them anyways, because for you to get into any, because it's been said that what is worth doing well what is what doing at all is what doing well. So if you want to get into so many of them, you need to have proper strategy and proper consistency and readiness to be able to attack it, to logical conclusion. Right. Now, I must mention this, that if you have decided and you agree now that content creation, using the available social media platforms, internet platforms, websites, and so on and so forth, using it to push it, you must understand that you are going into another kind of business. It's just that when you have your business, you have opened your business physically, right? You have your equipment in there. You might have your what's it called? You might have your printers. You might have, name them, equipment here and there, office equipment and all. You also know that those equipment need to be protected from either theft, from pilferage, from spoilage and things like that. That is how it is also on when you decide to get your business into the net, as the case may be. It means that you are also going to make proper provision. I have seen a lot of people that, because they want to now start doing content and push their brand to visibility, at the end of the day, the end point of the road for them becomes somebody coming to defraud them and take away even all what they've built. It has happened. So when you're getting into this, it's also important for you to read and understand and know that there is the risk management aspect of this particular side of your business hustle. Yeah, in proper office management, we might call it risk management. But as far as you are dealing with the online network is concerned, we're talking about cybersecurity. Cybersecurity has to do with, all the avoidable or unavoidable losses that come into the internet space, relation to your business. So you can send an information now, and that information you have just sent, because of the way you have sent it, might lead to reputational damage for you. Why, right? How are you responding to some of your customers' inquiries? They can pick it up from there and take you to court. You understand? So you must understand that there is the risk and the cyber side of it. And also, you must now begin to know how to password some of those things you are doing online. If you have to go into any of those platforms, you have to know what two-factor authentication is all about. I cannot go into more detail, but these are some of the things that you must know before you go into that, or when you are into it already. If you don't have those things running for you, they are dangerous. Somebody can come and wipe away everything you have done there. I want us to realize that if you are on a website, if you have a website, or you are on your blog, or you have a social media channel, I want to make you understand that that particular thing is more like an intellectual property. It's more like a property, an online property for you. So it has values. We have people that can even value and tell, this is your social media or whatever. Wow, it's what 5,000 pounds. It's worth 100,000 pounds and things like that, depending on what you have put in there and the quality of things you have actually put in there. So, and that is why that protection comes to play. So, just as we are all gathered here trying to learn how to go into it, or for those of us that are already into the content creation space, knowing how to improve on it, that is how those guys over there too are also learning on how to hack into some of those guys that are becoming visible online and things like that, or making waves online and things like that. So it is important that you take control of every of the password and every of the cyber and risk management aspect of that business. Now, my Apple analogy is coming back again. I always tell people, like I said, that Apple, you see that Apple, I like it. So I don't know why most food that I buy in my house, my children will eat all of them, but they will leave Apple. I don't know if it's because I always talk about Apple in my event or in my program. Apple is something that can close somebody's eyes and can open somebody's eyes. It means that it can be good, it can be bad. And of course, even the Garden of Eden was a place where, permit me to use a biblical example now, it was a place where we have different other fruits, in fact, there's nothing that we didn't have in the Garden of Eden. We have, we have concert, we have a beach, we have everything there, we have realization of everything. They also have a tree that God said, this is the one for knowledge, do not touch it. So what I'm trying to say is that Apple has different, social media and this content creation can bring you the best of visibility you want. And it can also mar you if you don't have a very, very good strategy about it, And that is why I say that strategies is always better than energy. It is not being into 10 or 20 social media space. It is not say, I want a website, I want a website, you must understand every security aspect of it so that instead of mine you, or instead of it, so that it will not mar you rather than making you, as the case may be. So once more, I want to also reflect on this, that your business is a reflection of your content creation strategy. If your content creation strategy is nice, it will lead you to business visibility. But if it is not, there is a problem. I also want to leave you with this, that content creation is the public CV of your business. Content creation is the public CV of your business, because there are a lot of people that they are not providing the best of services when you approach them physically after you have seen what you have seen from social media, or after you have seen what you have seen from their website and things like that. But the truth of the matter is that you would have patronized them because you got that visibility from where you got it from. You would have gone into that business and you would have done business for them before you know. So what I'm trying to say is that content creation is the public CV. It is that CV that people see that, wow, this person can do this business can do this. Wow, this business is supporting this business is supporting this, based on videos that are going on, based on podcasts that you have appeared, based on your website, based on your social media, based on postings and things like that you have done. But when they now come back, let them also see that what has been projected. In our earlier slide, I said that the character of the business should at least be equal to the reputation, and even greater than it if possible. That when they come to your business physical and now find out that this is not what we saw online. And that's the case of some people will order something and they tell you that there's a difference between what I ordered and what I got. So let what we order be also what we get. And that takes us to character and reputation of your business using content creation as a strategy. So don't just create content because you want to create it because you are reflecting what your business has to offer, and so on and so forth. That is why content creation is the public CV of your business. Yes. So at this point in time, I know I have not been able to do what's it called? I know I've not been able to get everything that is needed as far as content creation for your business that will help your brand to become visible is concerned. But I know I've laid the foundation. Don't forget, just to summarize, content creation is not bad. Social media spaces are not bad. Internet spaces for a business are not bad. In fact, if you have a business that is not on online, that business is already dead, because who will know about it? They need to know about your business, and you need to put them on social media platform. You need to create one if you don't have. You need to begin to know how to post if you don't have one. You need to know the times to post if you don't know that, and many other things. Your website needs to be such one that certain information may be removed. Certain information should be there so that people can see it and run with you. So thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. But before I go, also, I also want to say, don't forget that even if you cannot be able to do that, it might not be you that will do that. You might need a brand influencer. A brand influencer is just somebody that can help you to push your content to become visible to the outside world. You may need that. But for the start of events, you yourself might also start it. You might have somebody that is doubling the work of maybe a social media manager, a content manager, and some other things, you understand, information, whatever, and all that. Even marketing, there's no marketing without content creation. And let us also not forget that content creation is not just about social media. It's about how you carefully craft your information going out. Do you look at do you cross your T's? Do you dot your I's when you're sending memos? Do you cross your T's? Do you dot your I's when you're sending articles and information online? Do you create links that will take them back to your website or take them to your company product and things like that? Do you have a gallery where people can go and click and see what you do? If you don't have all these things, then you need them. Like I said, this is a practical thing that we need to talk about going forward.